And let's start things off where we left off last time. So, the
Washed up on
party
shore.
after completing the adventure for Lord Hastings, the party has a little bit of time in between. As for what the party does, I'm going to let you guys have your time to shop and whatever. Uh, there will be a little bit of time to get equipment. Most of you guys are staying in the Blue Boot, except for potentially Schveltna, who is staying at a different inn over in the Merchant District. As I have mentioned before, the Merchant District is a bustling area filled with activity, lively merchants pushing their carts and hawking their wares as they go along. Most of you have taken up refuge in the Blue Boot itself, owned by a gentleman proprietor by the name of Thomas. And let's just see if I have Thomas's photo here. You guys should have him from before. Show to players. So as you arrive in the Blue Boot for the first time after returning from Lord Hastings' estate, something is noticeably missing from the Blue Boot. Yang, do you recall that masterwork painting you did of the city landscape drawn in your people's style?
Oh, sure, of course I
You
remember.
gave it to Thomas, the innkeeper of the Blue Boot. Upon entering the Blue Boot, you notice a couple other things. There's people working on the stonework in the entranceway, and the crooked floor that one of you once dropped a coin on the crooked floor, and you remember it rolling off to the side. Well, it looks like he's had his floor leveled, and as you come in, you see him in a fresh set of clothes, and he says, Master Yang, you and your friends have returned.
Yes.
I don't know how to tell you this, Master Yang, but your painting on the wall. There was an art merchant who came by and stayed at my establishment from Clovis, and he was very persistent, Master Yang. I told him the painting wasn't for sale, but he offered me a very large sum of gold for it. And I don't know how to thank you. I've spent most of it. I bought the inn. I'm no longer a tenant. I'm a landlord, Master Yang.
Well, if this painting's brought you joy, I can't fault you, and hopefully somebody else is enjoying its beauty.
He says, Master Yang, I've spent quite a bit. I've even made enough money to send my two girls off to Maxstrom Academy.
Oh, that's not a good thing. But
It's
I'm
one
just
of the
going to...
finest schools. It's just on the east side of town.
Yes, I've heard of it. Well, I'm very glad.
He says, I'd like to offer you and you and your friends stay here free of charge.
Well, I'm sure they'll be very happy to learn that.
He says, I've prepared the deluxe suite for you in the back.
Thank you very much.
He says, he offers his hand as if to shake it and says, thank you. I never knew that such an innocent gesture would totally change my life.
Oh man, okay, I will shake his hand and stuff, and me and Yang's gonna have a big ego boost for a little while, like, oh, you're the thing.
Damn it, Drew.
So Thomas takes you into the deluxe suite. You guys have actually, some of you who are spending the higher money have stayed in places like this before. Pretty soon, you guys get established, and there's one common area kind of in it at the moment. As you gather around the common area, Gorgon excuses himself to go buy alchemical ingredients. Nothing abnormal. He normally runs off once in a while to restock. All of a sudden, Schveltna returns after a long absence, coming from the door in the north.
Where have you been? In your cave?
Les asks suspiciously.
Yeah?
Luke, you're on mute.
Didn't expect anything less,
Just
bro.
dealing with personal matters.
Well, hopefully everything's been taken care of.
Just goes and sits with Gamry.
Gamry, what are you up to?
Gamry is
Just gonna look at him and say,
probably-
"Did you do anything that I should know about?"
I've been on my best behavior.
Kind of puts her hand on her shoulder and says, "I knew you had it in you."
You're gonna have it in you soon.
I like how immediately he starts growling.
Thurindle, in your moments of downtime, what are you doing as the party's taking some quick rest?
How much downtime? You just sort of like this day
Yeah,
kind
you
of
guys
thing?
are literally you're more in a relaxed state after a long time of like long hectic sea voyages where you guys are like, oh man, if we ever go on another sea voyage, you're gonna be like, here we go again.
But
Well-
if I fill it with downtime, no one will care.
Yeah, exactly. I just need to put enough of a pause between an adventure that was eerily similar to what I already had planned, and I'm gonna wait for people to tough it up. So, Thurindle, now that you're
So-
not on a boat, what are you doing?
The first thing I'm gonna do is go to Hobbs and see what he's found for scrolls for me.
Did you roll for that already? Or
Yeah,
no?
I've already done this advance. This is just sort of going through the paces, kind of.
Hobbs says, Thrindle, glad you came. I found those scrolls, but I have a couple others, and I'm gonna say Anna and or Les is with you in case they're interested in buying them.
I have to buy some too.
He says, unfortunately, one of my sources went, and he looks around, out of business, and says, I can offer these ones to you at market price. So Hobbs has the following scrolls he can sell you
He's giving us discounts now. We're like,
at market price. Is that
yeah,
normally
we
discounted?
were doing 10%.
He says basically one of my sources fell in with the order by the order did him in. I did know the location of one of his caches, so I have a couple things left to move.
see.
So he has the following scrolls available to purchase at market price. He has Animate Rope, Fury of the Sun. He has the spell Jury Rig.
Okay.
Where's my other
It's
one?
like to fix a gun, I think.
He has the spell Skin Tag.
Don't know what that is.
There's a couple of them that I didn't know, but I rolled randomly. He has the scroll for the spell of Slow.
That's like a pretty high level spell, I think.
Third.
High enough. It's expensive scroll.
Yeah,
Slow
but
as
he's
fuck.
selling it. He is selling it at market price.
375 GP.
That's
Yeah.
market
And
value.
also has a spell of shit, that one was too high of level. I had some screen, but I'm missing 2 from my list. Just a second.
I don't think I have any of these on my spell list, so you guys.
And
I don't know if I'm particularly interested in any of them. I don't know what skin tag does.
what were they?
Say, Hobbs, you show us this shit again, I'll turn you in myself.
Doesn't sound like a.
You
Anna
get
got
real
metal.
scrolls on the witch spell list. I hand them a list.
The
These
one
are the
was
spells
on
I can cast.
the you could cast that one, Fury of the Sun.
You can cast skin tag as well. Thanks.
Really? I searched it. Maybe.
Yeah, and the last one here is Demand Offering.
You sure? Or are these
It's
third party?
necromancy spell. Here, I'll link it.
Yeah, Fury of the Sun. I have it. I actually have this one up.
I don't know.
So-
None of these. Thank you, Hobbs, but I'm
says-
not
yeah.
sure if they're quite my
Fuck,
taste and spell.
don't know why I couldn't find these.
Even if you guys want to look them up and
Yeah,
buy,
do it.
buy them later on.
Ladru's Les is gonna say to Hobbs, I'm also interested in potions as well as spells with varieties of different uses.
He says potions. Magical alchemy is what you're searching for, eh?
Mm-hmm. Les says with different effects would be great. All I really need to do is build up a collection, and I can generate extracts from them. He smiles.
Cobbs did not follow like anything you said. So he goes into his bag and he digs out the following 2 potions: a potion of protection from evil, and a potion of cure moderate wounds.
I'll buy the protection of evil.
Is everybody there right now?
And
It was like the
these
3 of
ones-
us.
No, they
Okay.
they were just.
I
doing
mean, you
multiple
can
run.
come back later. later and buy
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, if you want to get
I'll
some
buy
of the shit.
skin tag from him, I guess.
I guess. And cure mod wounds.
Yeah, I don't need to
I
buy
would-
cure mod boons.
I would
So-
buy the cure mod.
I have that now as extract. So I can. Oh wait, you won't drink
so
my
if you guys
potions.
buy it, it's an extra 10% over a second level potion price.
All
And
right.
same with the other one. The potions aren't at face value; they're an extra 10% on the booked value.
Just give me a number and a link, and I'll S your D.
Okay. I'm not linking an SRD. You know how many tabs I have fucking open?
No, I said I'll S your D.
Okay. Anyways, downtime. Yang, what are you doing?
I don't know, man.
Looking for a
I'll
sword.
just
You missed your chance.
Yeah, you missed the sword, dude.
Good turn.
It's gone.
There it goes.
oh no, my sword.
Guy's literally shitting on it right now.
What the fuck?
I don't know what I would wipe my ass with if not for this precious heirloom.
Listen, wasn't one fast? It was
Now, one would think it is dangerous to wipe one's own ass.
Now
with a
I know
sword,
he's a
but-
bad guy, Beard. He's in a poshly British voice.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wow, yeah, of course. Pip
Yang-
Seymour,
Yang,
throw
time.
this with the rest of the heirlooms.
Yeah, I'll just buy a bunch of stuff. I don't know. Figure out.
Gamry, I cut you off. Are you doing anything with your shortened downtime? More for flavor
Gamry
than anything else.
will probably train. He's feeling stronger
Maybe
than
I'll
ever.
train something else.
How much is this potion?
Gamry will
cost?
look for crime. He wants to like flex his knife
He.
muscles.
Sorry, are you looking around to like cause crime? That's how I took that.
No, you look for crime, like like Batman style. But-
Oh God.
Wow, are you really fucking
Vigilante.
biting my
So,
steeds
can I get a
right now?
perception check on you?
He's
on-
biting.
Are you looking for crime, Gamry?
Yes, sir. Oh, sweet.
All right. Okay, so this is you looking for crime, and I'm gonna let you pick which ones you decide to act on. You see a bunch of kids as you leave loitering in front of a no loitering sign, and they're playing a game of dice. Do you interact or do you leave?
He can't read the sign.
Gamry
Moving on.
Oh, yeah, you can't read the
hesitates
sign.
and moves on. He doesn't want to veer far because he might have to return to this. He's like, I'll give them a few minutes. Let's see what else comes up.
Okay. You go
Russell.
around the block and you see a user smoking some flay leaf and a pipe in an alley.
Perfect. I love busting junkies.
Jeez.
Gamry walks in and says,
Conservative.
"Hey, you, come here."
He barely stirs. He just kind of looks at you with a half open eye.
I'm talking to you. I'll attempt to smack the pipe out of his mouth.
You knock the pipe out of his mouth, and he says, "No, why'd you do that, man?"
Do you know what you're doing right now?
He says, no.
How much did those drugs cost? What is that, flay leaf?
He said, well, I got a scram for a couple coppers.
You know where those coppers are going? Organized crime.
You gotta get it somewhere, man, and it's just so hard to get. You can get it from the chemist down in the market district.
Dude, don't rat on me.
Really? You know, flay leaf is a gateway drug.
to
He says, gateway
magic.
to what?
To magic.
Gamry steps on his pipe and crushes it.
Oh, I
need to
made
go
that
home.
myself, he said.
Says, you need to go home and rethink your life.
You
You could be someone.
He says, I live in that doorway.
Sorry.
Gamry's Gamry
There's
wanders.
an old boarded doorway, and there's a mat unrolled, and there's a few just dirty rags and like soiled clothing.
We
Gamry-
shouldn't laugh at homelessness, but
Gamry ponders giving him money for a second,
Those are
but
all
then
mayflies.
part of his own stinginess and, you know,
If a person
that
couldn't
giving
walk
money is
anywhere
the
or
best
kill those
solution, he
things,
holds back.
a
And he says,
mayfly infested-
I'm gonna give you a job. I'm taking you under my wing.
oh god.
He says,
Are
I'm
you
not
serious?
going anywhere, man.
You're coming with me. Gamry grabs him by the hair out of the alleyway.
He yells and starts screaming.
Dude, you're kidnapping.
If you were strong, you could defend yourself.
Gamry, as you're pulling on his hair, you pull out a clump of hair. You
Oh,
notice that
God.
his scalp from where you pulled is now bare and kind of like rotten.
What's wrong with you?
He says, I don't know, man. A bunch of people in the slums are sick. Got like this when the rats got bad.
Oh,
Ah.
fuck.
All right, I was gonna
Shush.
make you my squire, but you're too sick for that. I need to
Gamry,
take you to.
you're still holding on to like a big clump of his hair and a bit of his scalp in his left hand.
Gamry tosses it in disgust. All right, you're off the hook on being my squire. There's no way you're fit enough for that. But I'm taking you to someone who can look at this sickness. Get moving. Gamry kicks him in the butt.
He takes a couple steps and falls down.
Ugh, I don't want to have to touch him. Gamry looks around for a blanket to roll him in.
Well, there's
This is gonna look really bad.
Gamry rips off his own cape and rolls up this balding junkie.
Now, the only doctor you're aware of in the city is a man by the name of Dr. Fletcher, who is the house doctor at Nancy's, who you refused to let him touch your penis so you could get inspected before you slept with one of Nancy's prostitutes.
All right, I need the party's help on this one. I better take this filthy man back.
Gamry knocks on the window, and he's got a man in a cape.
Les says, "I'm not answering
Intending
that."
to.
Gamry killed someone else.
Suddenly gets up and starts walking outside and says, deal with this.
He killed someone. You owe me 30 gold.
She's gonna storm around the
Like
house out to
itself,
where Gamry is.
Deal with it now.
Gamry
Say,
explains
what
the
are you doing?
situation. Or, okay, I'll let you guys roleplay it if you want.
Shalda, I need your help.
Anyone who wants to jump
What are
in
you
on
doing?
this, feel free to. This is
No.
taking longer than I anticipated, and I don't really out.
I found this man. He's oddly sick. It seems to be connected to the outbreak of rats. I thought one of you might know something to look at him. Look at his skin. Gamry exposes his scalp.
Drops it on the table.
She shakes her head and says, oh, I don't even know what to say to you. She's gonna look through the window for Anna and kind of wave her out.
It's not what it looks like.
Anna
Trying
puts
to
her
save
hands
this
up
man.
over her face. She puts her head further into her. Damn it! I don't have a spell book. I pick up Roa. We're studying. Go outside.
It's kind of a light rain, it's kind of raining on and off.
Is this person unconscious or is he going "Ooh, ooh, ooh, ooh," in the cave?
No, he's like semi-conscious, like he's gone limp and he's just letting Gamry
Manhandle.
carry him, but like Les, when you wave your fingers in front of his eyes, he follows it. So like he's conscious.
I don't have any ability.
Examine him, please.
Can you see what's wrong with him?
I don't know why you think I can do this. I've never done this before. I think you're thinking of Les.
That's somebody.
Les
Or just
walks
didn't
out.
want to involve him.
Does anyone have the heal skill?
Yeah, Les.
Morgan does now.
Les nat ones
Actually,
it.
you know what? I do. What am I
You
doing?
asked literally the only person without it. Like, why am I here?
Les walks up, takes one look at him. He's like, "Yeah, he's not gonna make it."
You're rolling really
Natural
well,
one.
Carl.
I know.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think you should just take him back to where you found him. Honestly.
You got that elf disease.
It's a lot of work.
A natural 20.
A natural 20 on a heal.
Yeah.
Schveltna,
It's not
you
a
know
nat
that.
20, that's just a 20.
He said unnatural.
Yeah, he said unnatural. Um,
My heels should have been
As-
higher.
so that you know that this particular disease is just called black rot. Black rot is not actually
Holy shit.
carried. It's not actually carried by rats. What he told you was incorrect. And unlike the Black Death, where it's carried by rat ticks, you know that black rot is actually often like transmitted to people who do needle drugs. Unfortunately, some of the different substances can become tainted with other chemicals. And one thing that's actually proven to help fight the conditions of black rot, it's not as bad as it looks. Basically, this man is probably going to lose most of his hair and teeth, though, which still really, really sucks. Also, with black rot, it's not the areas that it affects the most are the fingers, the fingernails, and the toenails, hair, teeth, and it is a very disfiguring disease. One of the few treatments that actually works on it is a type of tonic that they used to use on spellcasters to try and purge spellcasting ability, called a Dreamstone tonic. So it's basically a powder of Dreamstone. It will fight the effects, but Dreamstone in that kind of quantities has been known to cause like some serious issues, like some physical scarring. Sometimes it causes insanity as a common side effect too of the Dreamstone tonic.
Let's put Dreamstone
Perfect
in the lining
square.
of my hats.
After looking him over, Sveldman would say, "This isn't from rats. He did this because he's using drugs. Bring him back to wherever you found him."
Wait. There must be a cure. What do you know, Shrug?
Jesus.
Can I study whatever drugs he has on him?
Is this your
Gamry, go
friend
through his
now?
pockets.
There's obviously a way to cure it, but it's a waste of time. He's just gonna start doing drugs again.
Please.
of time. It's my friend.
If I can control his medicine, I'll have complete. He'll be endlessly loyal to me.
I might be able to help with that, Gamry. Go through his pockets. Does he have any drugs?
We're not robbing
Shut
him.
up.
We're not robbing him.
You're
It's
not making
science.
this person a slave.
Don't understand.
If you want a squire, it needs to be someone who's willing.
Perhaps he'll be grateful to me if I save his life.
That's my best shot.
Les starts going through his pockets looking for whatever drugs he has on him.
The party is not going to want a junkie traveling with them.
Unless you go
Fine,
through his
no.
pockets and find nothing.
Even with a nat 20?
Yeah, you find nothing, but you
I mean,
manage
if
to
he's
not
got
get-
nothing on him.
You feel something in one of his pockets. It's warm and wet a little bit.
Gamry.
As you're reaching down his front pocket,
Su-
you
surprise,
notice that
man.
there's no hole in the pocket lining. It's just his penis.
Huh. Les washes his hands and walks away.
Hello?
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Carl. Oh no,
We're all here. Don't bitch.
Just did that for a second.
So Gamry, you're still holding the man, and Schveltna's refusing to give you the recipe and or the name of the medicine or anything like that source. What do you do?
She'll tell you. She'll say it's powdered dreamstone, but we don't have any of it.
is it hard to find?
Knowledge local is powdered dreamstone hard to find here.
No, most alchemists carry it. It's kind of like powdered mithril, but it's expensive. Like it's about so powdered dreamstone is used much like basically people often coat weapons in dreamstone.
Oh.
So there is a recipe you can make to create a bomb or something that soaks a weapon in dreamstone.
Is it like Goldschlager?
That deals additional damage to spellcasters. You know that from your limited knowledge. What type of knowledges do you have? You just rolled a local.
Dungeoneering and engineering.
Okay. I'll accept either. So do one of those.
Both are 3. Nat 20.
Okay. All right. So, you know that Dreamstone is mined deep within the ocean, deep under the earth, and it was discovered by the dwarves. The dwarves brought it up with them after the shear, and the mage hunters used this weapon. The Dreamstone tonic was first invented by the Order in order to try and purge magic from magical races. Some of their victims included elves and predominantly gnomes were the ones subjected to this. The point of the Dreamstone tonic was actually... Oh, wait. That was just on Dreamstone in general. Oh, well, you get a free tidbit for the natural 20. Yeah, so the treatment of the Dreamstone tonic has actually been found extremely ineffective to curing natural magical tendencies, as the order put it, and is quite hazardous to anyone who consumes it. I've already stated that it causes insanity, severe burns, and completely, most people who drink the Dreamstone tonic don't survive. And if they're magic users, non-magical users still get quite a bit of scarring, and it does nasty things to the digestion tract. If you drink it, you're generally not the same again. So Dreamstone
He's
in
gonna trade.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say he's gonna trade basically one ailment for
Yes.
another. Okay.
Yes. So the Dreamstone is it's not common, it's more uncommon. Is it available? Yes, but it is expensive. It costs just as much as Mithril.
How much of this would Schweltness share?
Sheltna, you're on mute.
Sorry, yeah. I assume that 1 pound would be enough to make a cure for this guy.
Yeah, they don't really sell these tonics anymore. You would need
That's
an
a
alchemist
lot.
to make it for you.
Right, so she's gonna say he's gonna be just as rough after you cure him, and it's gonna cost 125 gold. Even then, lesser Gorgon are still gonna have to spend a lot of time making it.
And we're not
Get
going
350.
to.
Man,
Right, 250.
Is he unconscious?
250
the dude,
gold.
or-
He's
Well, I
semi.
mean, we did just get a bunch of mithril, so you could buy it out of the loot.
Yeah, but it's not
It's
mithril.
It's not
though.
Mithril,
It's
Dreamstone.
Schweltner.
Right.
it just is the same price as mithril.
I've been reflecting a lot on the value of life lately, and I still don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Gary drops him on the ground, rips his cape off.
Everyone's looking through the
Svelda
window
goes
out of
over
their
and
car.
grabs you and attempts to throw you up against the wall.
The party can see you from these window points.
What is he doing?
They're fighting again. Gamry, Feltna picks you up off your feet and slams you into a wall.
Ugh,
Wow.
we can't honestly spare the money or the time. He's not even good squire material. Look at him. He's scrawny and sickly.
It
He
doesn't
has
mean you
no
dump him on the
legs.
ground and start ripping off his clothes.
It was my cape. I don't want his clothes.
I know what happens once your cape comes off. You don't need to always try and intimidate people.
What would you suggest we do with him?
You
What
get-
life could he possibly have?
She's still got you by the
I
by the
already
shirt.
told you. Bring him back to where you found him.
I honestly don't even know where that was.
You can throw him to the ground, Feltna, with a roll.
Yeah.
that
He
die.
lives.
I'm gonna
He
let you
lives
do that.
everywhere.
I'm gonna
Do I
throw him
get
to the
a
ground and
counter
kind of mount.
You can try one escape artist check versus Feltna or a counter CMB.
Wait, isn't that CMD?
He already overcame your CMD.
Oh, CM. Oh, sorry, I know this. CMB is a little plus.
So to try to get out of it, you
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sorry, my character sheet's poorly made. No. Okay,
Yeah.
Gamer
Because you were one lower than Schveltna's, I'm going to give this round to her. The party watches as Schveltna pushes Gamry up against a wall, and then he tries to squirm, and she throws him on the ground.
Whoa! Leslie is peering through the window, face pressed
Brindle
against it.
leans over to whoever's nearby and says, "That's emasculating."
I
What do you
lost a
mean,
lesson in
Bruno?
arm wrestling, and now I'm out
And,
wrestled by a woman.
It was Yang.
This
and
is
there's-
sorry, all
you
right.
guys are in the market district, and there's people have stopped and are now watching this.
this is the second time that Gamry got his ass kicked by a girl.
I'm only good against monsters.
This is try and remember, where did you find him?
He was getting high in an alleyway, flay leaf. There was children nearby playing dice. Does Gamma
You
remember?
see the children across the road stopping, looking at you. They were playing dice. You really hadn't gone far when you saw that.
I'm pretty sure it was right over there. I thought we could save him, Schwelde. I wanted to change his life like you changed me.
I understand that, but once you found out you couldn't, you threw him to the ground. He's not garbage just because you can't help him.
125 gold could buy a lot of things.
250.
It could buy him a
I'm
lot
not
of
saying that
drugs.
You have to help him. But just because you're not doesn't mean that he's worthless.
Okay, what opportunity can we give him? Perhaps we could.
He could suck my dick for
Just
shiver.
bring him back to where we found him, and he's gonna live the life he chose to live.
Very well. I
So
shall
let's
do
go
this.
to get up, and she's gonna go and help the man up and start walking him over to the alleyway that Gamma pointed out.
As you walk him back, he says, "Gee, the guy broke my pipe, man. Do you think you got a couple coppers so I could get a new one?"
Okay.
Summer will
Man.
slide him a
Wait.
silver.
Wait. I know you're just going to use this to get high, but I beg you, buy some nice clothes and some salves for your grossness. Gamma gives him like 1 gold.
What? This guy's gonna
I
overdose
promise to use this responsibly.
Yeah.
Said to the night. I was
A rat
hungry.
crawls up and takes the gold out of his hand.
Les comes outside and gives him 20 gold.
Oh,
Why?
jeez.
There you go.
Why? Why?
There you go, little buddy.
I hope we run into this guy in 2 levels from now. I took your 20 gold and I became the new hazard.
Nah, he's gonna OD. He's gonna OD.
Meanwhile, Yang's NPCs
Wait.
become rich and prosperous.
Les, we shouldn't give him the money. We should make a quick trip and buy the stuff for him.
No. He needs to stand up on his own 2 feet and pull this off. Go on, little buddy, fly high. He hands
It's
him.
like 10 times each.
He walks back inside.
Let's find some old people to listen to his story.
Let's find some old people to molest. I mean,
Before Svelda leaves, she's gonna lean down and whisper to the man.
What did she whisper? Oh, are you gonna
You,
whisper it, man?
Yeah, I accidentally just rolled a bunch of stupid things.
Whisper into my
I
ears.
put him in a headlock. 2 for flinching, and then I punch him.
She tries to put him in a headlock, and the sick, dying man throws her on her head.
Just not fast enough.
What time of day is it right now?
It is late morning kind of thing, so around 10 or 11. It looks like the weather's starting to get a little bit worse. Some of the wind is blowing in off the southern sea, and it's picking up kind of a maritime gale. There's some thunder clouds rolling in the distance.
thunder crowds.
Okay. Svelda's not gonna give him any money.
I gave him more than enough. Let him go.
20 gold is
20
good
fucking
change.
gold, dude.
You're
That's
actually
like-
giving this guy 20 gold?
20 gold's
Yeah.
like $2,000 or something ish. It's the
I give him
equivalent.
30 gold.
Les likes to throw money
Yeah.
around.
Adventurers just
Oh.
destroy local economies.
Yeah, we're adventurers. We can do
Hey.
that.
You're the king now.
Les wants to walk off towards Lord Hastings.
So let's get. So Les, you didn't get much RP time. Les, what would you like to do?
Les walks off towards Lord Hastings.
Okay, and you go and see Ethel. It actually hasn't been that long, Carl. Like this.
How
is
long has it
literally
been?
The next day.
Fuck it.
You're still gonna go see her?
If it's the next day, maybe I shouldn't. The lady said she'd be down for a couple days. All right, I'm gonna drop off flowers
Okay.
and leave it with, like the alchemist or something, and then head back to town.
So you You go down into the market and you find several lilies. They're fresh and nicely in bloom. You deliver them to Lord Hastings' estate. The guards let you through and speak to the alchemist. As you present them to the alchemist for her friend, she says, interesting specimen, but these don't have any interesting properties to them.
He smiles and says, "That's not what I'm interested in. Can you please see to it that Ethel receives these? And also, are you able to tell me how is Lord Hastings?"
Is Carl cutting out for anyone, or is that just me?
Yeah, no, he's kind
Yes, also for me too.
Sorry. He basically, I said something really suave about interest, and then he asked that you can, if she could please deliver those to Ethel when she's awake, and he asked how Lord Hastings was doing.
She says, as for your first request, I can abide. As for Lord Hastings, there's been no change in his current condition.
Is there anything that can be done?
She says, I'm exploring other options at the moment, but it could take some time. Research is a very fickle and tricky matter.
My healing potions have doubled in strength. I don't know if that would assist in any way.
She says, I've seen your alchemy. I think I'll take it from here.
It was a bad day. I'm actually a really good alchemist.
She closes the door.
I guess that's probably pretty good. He's gonna go down by the sea to watch the storm and drink at that sea bar.
As the rain, anyone feel left out of the RP or has something they want to do before I get things going?
Go to the sea bar.
I would just go.
Yang looks for a sword.
I just copy spells.
Yang, you find your sword. It was you left it in the boat you came over in. It was in a bag you forgot. You took an extra bag of luggage, and it's there, and you have it. Any questions?
Cool. I'll go back to my planet.
Finally.
Go back to my
With
planet.
himself. Sorry, Les, you wanted to go for a quick drink.
Yeah, I don't have to RP that. I just want to go down to where the storm is and have a drink and stuff.
The storm is on you pretty quick, and just for role-playing purposes, you have a drink at the bar and head back to the boot. So Les gets into the boot, and Gorgon pops back and then pops back out, needing a few more things. As you guys are sitting, some of you are working on various craft projects. There is a knock on the door.
Are we all in a communal room?
Yes. So basically, you might have missed the very beginning of the adventure. The Thomas, who is the owner of the Blue Boot, was able to pay off his debts and actually buy the building from his landlord. And he was able to do it because he sold Yang's masterwork painting to an art dealer. And as a reward, he's given you guys kind of a private suite in the back of the room, or in the back of the inn.
Oh, right.
Oh, wow. So,
Okay, so Spelda will get up. She's gonna go to the door and do a perception check and see what she can hear.
Okay. Okay.
18.
Okay, so it's an interior door. You can hear it's kind of got a long hallway. Whoever knocked is now standing still. There's not really a peephole. You can peep through the keyhole, but you can kind of just see what looks like someone's. What would you really see if you look through a peephole? Looks like just a bit of someone's torso. It's really hard to tell who's on the other side. They knock again.
Spelda gets on this side of the door and points to someone to open it.
Oh my god, I walk over and I open the door.
You open the door,
I
and
hope I get shot.
you open the door. On the other side, you see a hobgoblin. This hobgoblin is, unlike depicted, is dressed with a large bag. He has several scroll cases around his side. He's got on him several trinkets. Pardon?
Out in the open? He's got a scroll?
They don't look magical.
Oh, okay.
He looks more like an academic than a
okay.
warrior.
Right.
He says, is Gorgon here?
He is?
Gorgon's gone out, correct?
Oh,
Correct.
yeah, no, he left. Never mind.
He'll be back. We're his trusted party.
he says, it's imperative that I speak with him quickly. The hobgoblin looks like he's been out in the rain for a bit, and he looks like he's kind of tired.
Why don't you come in and join us for a drink, rest your weary bones, and he'll be back
Randall
anytime.
calls out a hobgoblin greeting to him.
He says in hobgoblin in return, you speak your tongue, but you speak hobgoblin quite well. But he goes on to correct your grammar, not in like a mean way, but in kind of like a matter of fact, like old school English teacher way.
Unfortunate.
One of your portmanteaus that you use. Hobgoblin uses a lot of compound words to describe things, and
Oh god.
there's some complex and irregular rules about what vowels you drop between two words.
I'll smile cordially at him and say, I'm only as good as my teacher.
He says, I'm guessing Gorgon taught you. Most other people wouldn't bother learning our tongue.
He did.
Anna will go look for. Do we know where he went?
No idea.
He told us he was going to buy he was going to buy some alchemical ingredients, but I was down in the market and I didn't see him there. Right, GM?
The market's a huge place, though.
Oh, yeah.
Might as well wait for him.
It's not impossible that you would bump into him into the market district. Yeah. He says, greetings, everyone. I am Kovac. I am an old associate of Gorgon's from the university.
I see.
Were you also in the war?
He says, yes, I was the field medic of the 3rd Sappers Division.
Do I remember Gorgon ever talking about him?
Yeah, Gorgon doesn't talk about his past a lot. Anytime you've inquired, you've generally found, Thranduil, you've known him the longest. I don't know how much other people might have inquired into his backstory, but you and Gorgon often have long talks or arguments about kind of different natures of things. And Gorgon's told you probably the most about the massacre, basically, that he was involved in Fiona and Whitecrest. And he seems kind of pretty repentant of that time. How it kind of went down in his eyes is his commander was the one who was punished for it. So how it worked in the Hobgoblin army is the commanders control the soldiers, which is pretty straightforward. Soldiers are expected to follow orders, and commanders are expected to give intelligent orders. So his commander, his commander's 2nd and 3rd were all basically killed for their, overstepping their bounds. But Gorgon and all his squad mates received accommodation for following the orders as directed.
Right.
Yeah. So yes, he has mentioned Kovac, not in any sort of particular light. You did hear a stat that he was able to do 70 amputations in one day. You also, I think, just because, Gorgon probably also mentioned to you that he is a medic. He is but not just a medic. What are they called? He loves human psychology, and he's gone to human lands to study that.
So why would a medic need so many papers and books?
Well, we're not really sure where Gorgon is. Perhaps we can help you with something.
He says, time is of the essence. I have a little bit of a conundrum, but I don't know if I can trust you with this. Let me ask you a simple question. Does all knowledge have value?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
He looks to the other people. He looks down or over to Anna.
Yes.
Absolutely not.
Why so? He says to Camry,
Goodbye.
shooting him a stare.
So much of what we store in our heads is nonsense. It's not useful.
You notice that.
Please ignore our resident simpleton.
Kovac looks him up and down, and he says, "Former soldier, probably broken family issues. Seems a little short to anger. Are you hungry at all?" He says to Sir Gamry.
Not to mention it.
He goes through one of his pouches and he pulls out a cookie and puts it on the table. He says, "Your blood sugar seems low. You seem highly irate."
I eat meat.
He says,
Can I sense motive him?
yeah,
Be
go
like,
for
is he treating Gamry like a child right now?
it.
I don't need a sense
Make
motive
of
for
it what you
that.
Or is
will.
this how like hobgoblins are?
Well,
Well, they're
I
very
mean,
literal. I
Gorgon
think it's a
sometimes.
combination of both. Because they said that he's like a human researcher, right? So
Yeah.
he's probably
He's
he's
like a
doing
psychologist.
Yeah,
So-
like you think he's not treating him like a child. You think that his first statement about his blood sugar being low was accurate. Like he thinks that Gamry is being short and not speaking the best way he can because even more than that, you think he's being scientific. Like he's acting this way.
Kovac-
What's the easiest way to try and fix it? Well, if that doesn't fix it, then he's just an idiot.
Gamry's a lab rat.
Kovac, Gorgon has extolled the virtues of your profession in the past. Perhaps you'd be able to neuter our human. And she gestures to Gamry.
What does neuter mean?
It's
It
It's a good
basically it
thing.
will. He says it will basically prevent you from siring children.
Now
Oh,
he
I-
he needs
Not
he
that
needs
that was going to
squires.
happen.
I am very sirely. I will admit it.
he stops at the word.
Kovac says, "Back onto my main task." And he looks over to Schveltna. He's like, "Mate, would you be so kind as to close the door?"
Spelt will close it and lock it.
He says, "I have a bit of a situation. You see, recently I've been working in human lands as a part of an exchange, more or less, between the Blood Star Academy and the Bryn capital, and the Academy of Natural Sciences here in Abbott Shore. We've came across a very peculiar situation. How many of you are familiar with a natural phenomenon known as the Black Halo?"
Knowledge check.
I think we ran into the red halo before.
You read into
Black
the
Halo.
red halo, not the Black
Yeah.
Halo.
Okay.
Oh my, there's many halos.
Can I make some assumptions?
Oh,
You might.
Kovac.
I might have been foreshadowing, or I might have just been talking out my anus.
Well,
Knowledge local. Oh
check.
yes, the
Hold
Black
on,
Halo.
I'm
we
gonna
went
wait for
there.
these. Yang, you have no idea. Anna, knowledge arcana, no idea. Thrindle, knowledge nature, 18. Knowledge arcana, 12, nothing. And what do we got? Less and knowledge nature, 17. Thrindle and Less, you're aware that the Black Halo is a naturally occurring phenomenon. There is a low area of sea within the Teresian waterways. Like there's a lot of dangers in that area. More like when I say dangers, I don't mean
I
like.
lost you.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me?
No, now
Okay.
I can.
So there's a lot of dangers in that area, but not like I'm not talking like sea monsters and epic pirate battles. I'm talking like naval hazards. So there's kind of like an atoll area where there's a lot of low areas, like low water, with rocks jutting out of the sea in those parts. In addition to that, there's a very strange ring of bugs, and I'm talking like thousands and thousands, like millions and millions, billions actually, of insects that swarm in this like strange pattern around. Around you're not sure. No one's been able to really pierce the Black Halo and survive. But a lot of ships do go down because that corridor is in a major shipping route. So if ships are blown off course or caught in fog, imagine it's kind of like a Bermuda Triangle,
Okay.
but circular.
Looks like we're heading back to sea. Da-da-da-da-da.
Would you accept any other knowledges? I was going to suggest geography.
Absolutely. Geography you may take.
Yeah, just 17.
The one thing to note about it that cartographers have thought about the Black Halo is one thing that really piques people's interest when they talk about it is the fact that after they map the halo is like almost a perfect circle.
Do we know if it was like if it's a sheer caused event or are we really sure?
No one, like, it's just always been there. Like it's like it's just kind of like again like a folklore. Like sailors have seen it. Like it's not like the Bermuda Triangle in the sense where like you don't actually see anything, right? Like it's just an area of bad storms in the Caribbean. This is one kind of strange natural or perhaps unnatural phenomenon. Is great disagreement between academics on whether this is a naturally occurring phenomenon. Maybe like there are theories, Anna, that some of them, like some people say it was caused by the shear. Other people say, oh well, it could just be a naturally occurring thing that could have existed long before. So yes, he says, are you familiar with the Black Halo? And
We
to
are
which some of you
indeed.
know the answers. So after discussing a little bit about the natural phenomenon so that the whole party is on the same page, he says, just recently we've had a fishing crew been blown off course. They were able to pierce the Black Halo and return.
I'm astounded to hear it.
He says, as were we, but unfortunately, the boat was caught adrift. The sailors did not make it back through the Black Halo. You see, it was a crew of humans and half orcs. When we found the ship floating alone at sea, we knew their fate immediately. The people were badly scarred. The insects had cleaned most everything. One half orc was still dead, still clinging onto the wheel with her brutish hand grasped in a fist. When she came through, that's when our team that found the ship and it was towed to one of our facilities were able to kind of dissect what had happened. As a mortician, I was given the duty of cutting her open, and inside her clenched fist, I found something rather disturbing. I found this. He places it down on the table. The object you see before you is a strange device. On it are what are clearly inscribed runes that are etched into the perimeter. The device looks like it turns on the absolute outside of the device, and it looks like that on the inside of the device on the inside of the device where more runes are scratched in, there's another track. So basically there's a 3 tracks, kind of one on the exterior, one second from the exterior, and one in the middle. And then the backside looks like the other side.
So the discs move.
That is correct.
They rotate. Can I do, obviously knowledge is
Absolutely. So I'm going to get everyone to roll initiative just for interaction here, just to make
Sounds
sure that
good.
I'm not losing anyone. So let's do this. Just let me pull up initial order here. It's been a while. Clear list.
It's been a while.
Because I just don't want to forget anything.
Somebody once told
Okay,
me
no.
I had the best AC.
Oh, it didn't put mine up there. Weird.
No, it did, but then he made a new one, so it erased it. And you got fucked.
Oh, I erased. I was wondering. No thanks. Enable fog of war. Must have clicked the wrong thing. Okay. Missing a couple initiatives here. Gamrate. Thurindle.
You need patience, son. We can only put them in one at a time.
Did you? What was your initiative, Thurindle? I can re-enter it, or you
Got
just did. So descending. Yang, you get the first question. Question or a knowledge check.
Well, what did he tell us about it? Do we know anything about it? Because
Nothing. He's like, I have no idea what it is. I just found it in the grasp of a dead half orc.
Oh, so I guess I'll check if I can read the runes of any of the languages that I know, which are
Okay, which ones are? Yeah, actually, that's probably a better question to start with. What languages do you know?
Don't.
Sylvan, Elven, and Oran.
It is neither Sylvan, Elven, nor Orin.
All right, I guess that's me. Except if I can keep doing stuff.
I'll let you ask one question to Kovac if you want.
Have you seen anything like
Have you
this
seen my
before?
sword?
He says, never. Gadgetry isn't really my forte. That's why I was hoping to find Gorgon. Anna.
I made an Arcana check, 17.
17. So the runes are magical on the exterior of the dial. You do not recognize the runes with a 17, but you are positive that the runes on the outside, after you kind of like examine it, and I'm sure a couple of you are fidgeting, or not fidgeting with
Checking
it,
it. Yeah, I imagine.
checking it, examining it.
Yeah.
So you notice that there are, like, if you were to hold it in the palm of your hand, facing kind of like west, if it were a compass, the west has a rune, the north has a rune, and the east has a rune. There's no rune on the south. And in the middle, it looks like none of the runes are magical in the middle, just decorative.
Does it
Interesting.
open in any way? Is there any way to open it?
You would have to manipulate it. Do you manipulate it?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna try to open it. Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
whatever.
Pretend it's a D.
Reflex. You try and
Not-
open it.
Safety
Unfortunately,
first.
unfortunately, the device doesn't seem to open just like by prying it open. Thrindle.
So
Oh, sorry.
Anna will tell Kovac just quickly. She just says, I guess to everybody, she says, the things on the exterior appear to be arcane in nature.
You're not sure the origin of magic, but yes, like just
Wow.
so we're clear. But arcane is a
Magical, I
word.
guess.
Magical.
Yeah.
Yeah. The crowd lets out a collective Thrindle.
Okay, so
This is
first,
a bust.
does my languages, I doubt it is any of them, but gnome, I speak additionally to what Yang does. Gnome is definitely not it. He already said Auran, Terran, Aquan, or Ignean, probably none of them.
None of them.
So I am going to use a knowledge of the planes.
Okay.
19.
You don't think the runes have any sort of planar significance, or at least as far as you're concerned.
I guess I should have used engineering. Oh well.
Go ahead. You can do a second knowledge check in place of the
I
question.
can.
Yep.
Gorgon's taught. Oh, by the way, Gorgon taught me some stuff about engineering.
Okay. So, first things first. Yes, this thing seems to spin on two separate axes. So right now it's seized. It would need some work in order to be restored to working condition. The outer ring of this device spins, and it's like you think it was intended to just by examining the device. The outer ring was intended to spin. What it looks like at the very top, where you can see that little black bit, you think that there might be something inside there. The pieces could open, but you would have to remove a bolt in the back that has been or two little bolts in the back that have been carefully kind of hidden beneath some of the exterior writing.
So
Now,
perhaps the
also
disabled
in addition, it looks like the center disc also spins, but the second area in the middle doesn't spin, so it remains static.
Let's see. So perhaps a disabled device check to remove the screws.
Leslie.
All right. So I want to do. I have 3 things I want to do, but I can only do 2. I've got linguistics, knowledge arcana, and a praise.
So-
I'm gonna start with the praise.
Okay.
Do. I just lost the. Oh, there it is. 24.
You think that this device is okay? This device would be accepted in a black market, but typically with this kind of stuff, you should report it to the order for disposal. You think that this might also date back to the First Empire.
Huh. I will share that, and I'll advise people not to get caught with it. So either linguistics or a knowledge arcana. Fuck it. Nat 20 linguistics check.
All right, so you are able to decipher the runes. You kind of have a eureka moment when you figure out that it is a first empire artifact. The first empire spoke what was called Old Common, which is kind of the base of most of the languages used by men to this very date. These runes on the outside are actually Old Common, which I guess you studied a bit in school. It looks nothing kind of like the common of nowadays, but with the linguistics check, you are able to decipher the language. The magical runes actually say the following things. The one to the west says rain, the one to the top says sun, and the one to the side says snow.
Got a weather controlling device.
Sure seems that way. Oh.
And so that was your two. So Schveltna. Luke, you're on mute.
Sorry, was that west, north, east? Or-
With-
Sorry, west,
Sable.
north. Yeah, sorry. You're right. West, north, east.
So east is snow.
Yeah.
Rain, sun, snow. That's interesting.
I'm going to throw down a disable device.
Okay.
20 on that.
I actually have used magic device.
Perfect. So as you you take out your toolkit, and is anyone going to stop her from opening it?
I would be like, maybe you shouldn't pull that apart. That dates back to the First Empire. Like,
Maybe you should shut up.
no, seriously. Why are you going to take it apart?
Kovac says it is important to dissect your subjects before fully understanding them.
He's a human guy he studies humans.
Perhaps
So
if we were to probe it a little bit more, Svelta, do you see any sort of traps or anything?
with your 20 disabled device, you think in order to get it into working order. So what I'm going to let you do is I'm just going to retcon the fact that you opened it, but I'm going to use your disabled device to give you a little bit more info. So a lot of the device is seized. It looks like there's a bunch of sand and salt from like just probably age caught in the device, but you think it's actually in pretty decent working order. You except for the middle part, there's something kind of like wrong with the middle. Like you kind of give it like you don't spin it, but you kind of give it a little bit of a what's the word I'm looking for? Like you give it like
Twist.
a little
Twisting
twist. Yeah, a little twist. So you think with a little bit of oil, the outside ring will be able to spin, but you will have to take it apart to get the center ring working again.
Okay, I'm going to let them know that.
Okay,
So
so
I have to take it apart.
you do have now the party has kind of voted they want to take one round before the table before opening it. Schveltna, do you have one last question you want to do before I switch your turn over?
I'm going to ask if he knows of any other weather control devices.
He
We don't
says,
know, that's what it does.
yeah, that's just a hypothesis.
That's what it is, Felton. Don't listen to them.
Sir
But like,
Gamma,
has he heard of any other ones?
he says, not to my knowledge. Again, history and gadgetry aren't exactly my cup of tea.
Gamry says, let me have a look at it.
Gamry, what do you
Oh,
do?
no, we'll
I
toss
eat
that.
it.
Camry pulls out a hammer.
Gamry extends his clumsy hand.
Feltna, you're currently holding the device.
Yeah, this Feltna will hand it over to him.
Now, the
Gamry-
first thing we have to ask
Clarify.
ourselves is where a thing like this was made.
First Empire.
Who's your new party leader? You hope so.
What metal is it? Gamry looks at it closely.
Do you have a praise?
Did I gleam that with my 24
Use it on
praise?
train though.
No, but I'm climb.
It's mithril.
What
Les tells him it's mithril.
mithril? I happen to know that mithril is made by the dwarves.
He says.
Was the First Empire... what race was that?
Can
You would need a history for that, but it's Gamry's turn.
Gamry make a general intelligence check to like come up with something, even if it's
Sure, you give me
Halfway
a
obvious.
general
All my life experience and whatever. Oh god.
You think it's a rather nice trinket. Maybe it was owned by a nobleman or someone of high status.
So we're gonna want to talk to some rich people about this.
I'm right here,
Let's-
Gamry.
Kovac folds his arms and says, normally I wouldn't be discussing magic items in human lands, but this is a special occasion.
We're special humans.
Gamry, do you have one other thing you'd like to do, or would you like to forego the last one? It's up to you.
Let me make sure it's real, Mithril. Gamry scrapes it against the edge of his sword
Oh,
to see
God.
if it'll score the artifact.
Okay. Roll a
Melt
D.
his sword. Melt
I mean,
his
hardness
sword.
has nothing to do with mithril.
Melt his sword.
The better way of figuring it out would have been to weigh it.
Melt
Gamry,
it.
I'm telling you, it's
shouting-
mithril.
Everyone's shouting, no, 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 as Gamry does that. Gamry, as you touch one of the runes, some of the pigment wears off. I'd like you to roll a reflex save, please.
Oh, good.
Oh God.
I actually appreciate this.
Okay, you take half this damage.
D 100.
There's a brilliant flash as you take 21 points of damage as the old device sets off.
Wait, I take half that?
time?
Or
Yeah.
So I take 10?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Gamry, you're also knocked flat on your ass.
God's
Well.
Gamry.
What on earth is this thing? Gamry tries to.
All right, calm down, Gamry. Thank you very much. You just taught us more about it than any of us have learned combined. Can I have the back?
It
Try again,
flies on the,
Gamry.
like it lands on the floor a couple feet from Gamry.
Les
Like,
picks
the
it up and
explosion
puts it on the
forces
table.
it out.
We must take this to the fires of Mount Doom.
And my axe.
And Anna puts a hand up to her ear. What's that? I think I hear a loot out in the lobby. Gamry, you'd best go investigate.
My turn's over.
It sounds like feminine.
My
hands.
turn's
Man Yang.
over.
So
Leslie passes it to Yang.
Actually, I'm going to say you scraped the snow rune, so that was all frost damage.
Oh shit.
Gamry.
So this okay. So and the rune is gone now.
It's not gone. You like basically what he did was
Wait,
I'm gonna
can't
need
they
checks,
make
actually, to tell you.
spellcrafts? Yeah, they can analyze what happened.
Are you gonna let us?
it's Yang's turn, so I'm going to let him react first.
I'm trying to figure out what would happen if I tried to move some of the dials. How what do
Go
I
back.
roll? What do I do?
Like, are you gonna like try and force it? Because like he did a disabled device, which was kind of like to me like a disabled device in that manner is kind of like you're prodding it and testing it, but you're not doing the full turns. Kovac, if you say like, should I move it? Kovac says, well, we saw what it did to your meat shield.
Well, what he did was just grasp one of the runes without thinking much.
Thorindel, Anna, and Les. At this point, I'm going to allow the spellcraft from the three of you.
That's a good idea.
Alrighty
Just do
then.
that.
29.
Get those crafts.
Good job, witch.
It's real.
Okay.
Damn it! One.
Thorindel
this
and
guy.
Anna.
Get fucked.
Okay, so you know that this, now that you're examining the effect of the spell, what is rather dangerous is not just magic items, but aged magic items. Both of you were, Thorindel, you were actually just lecturing Anna about this morning. How convenient. But it's called
I
the
lecture you daily on
Yeah.
stuff.
but
I
it-
imagine we hang out.
Yeah.
I like to think that I learned from Thorindel.
But Thorindel, you were teaching her a lesson you had learned from one of your old elven, from your old master, and it's basically the concept of dissipation. Most magic is only like when you evoke magic, it takes a lot of effort. But there's certain theories within the magical school of thought that all magic wants to do is get the hell out of the world to begin with. And
Mhm.
what you do is it takes great effort to put it there. Like if you were to summon an elemental, you could summon it easily for a couple of rounds before it fades.
Right.
But if you try harder, you can get it there longer. So one of the greatest obstacles any spellcaster has to overcome is the urge for magic to just like flee the world. So it looks like the first empire used a system of dried pigments. So it looks like the paint that they used on the snow rune had gotten very badly worn, and by scratching some of the pigment off, it triggered the lingering magic. So all the magic that was stored within that tiny little area in that tiny little rune were discharged at once. You also know that let me see. Les, you don't know anything. Sorry, bud. Um, so that was just on the spellcraft of the effect. So
Quit grabbing at
generally,
those.
yes, the unless you guys stabilize the runes, you're best not like you could probably open it and wouldn't trigger the runes, but you're worried that twisting it might set the other like pigments off. You also hypothesize that there could potentially be other runes or other things on the inside of the device you haven't noticed.
If we if we were to like if the runes are removed, will the magic item become useless?
So basically, I'm gonna
I think it would
say,
expend all the magic, right? So it wouldn't.
yeah, like I
don't
think you
know.
would have all the material components to create another one rather easily, but like
Right.
part of the issue is Gamry actually did quite a bit of substantial damage to that one bit of rune because now you would basically have to re-etch the rune, and none of you are really rune crafters. I guess you got scribe scroll.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
Nothing
but-
when I
yeah.
got a level 4.
How about my sword? Is it?
I'm gonna say it translates pretty difficult to etching on metal.
Your sword, it's masterwork quality, eh?
Yeah.
Right now it's slightly damaged,
I don't
and
think cold damage.
Yeah, I was gonna
yeah, it's
say
cold
does
damage
cold
though.
damage
Yeah, you
metal?
hit the snow one, so I'm gonna give you a pass on this one, but I do have a table for that. I
Quick,
was
someone
hit
hit Gamry's sword with a hammer.
I think it's obvious which is the superior item.
Yang, they think by rotating it, you could risk setting off another detonation or another unintended effect.
Well, I'm not gonna do that then. Should we open it then?
Allow us to inspect it closer with magical means.
Okay,
We'll have to. We'll just have to be careful.
Yes, of course.
so we're gonna switch to Anna.
I guess I'll just do a history check on the first empire. 16.
So you know, not a lot of people speak about the First Empire, especially in Dunford. Now, what was the name? Virgil Rudder, I believe. Am I correct? The first
Yep.
the guy you used to work
You're-
for, Anna?
You're right.
Correct.
You sometimes when you weren't working, you'd find some of his books, and you found one at the back of the shelf once, which had some information on the First Empire, and they were the original human, like kind of like the first big empire of man. They were the ones who fought the Teleri in the Helvian Teleri War. The Helvians were humans.
Okay.
You know that they're just an ancient empire. They colonized most known human lands of today. Other than that, you do know from a previous
Not
encounter when you
much about
encountered
the
the
magic
Red
items.
Halo. When you encountered the Red Halo, you got some information as well that, in fact, they are magic users that combine magic and technology to try and do some day-to-day tasks for them.
Okay. Well, I don't have too much to share with the group then.
Okay. Second, do you have a second role you would like to do, or
Not really.
Can
Riddle?
I, since my
Oh,
turn
yeah.
got kind of skipped, can I try to just copy the runes that I see on the device, like put it down on paper, and I'm going to roll a painting check? Well,
Critical?
Wow.
He makes a
You're now
magical
a-
painting.
I'm gonna
That's
say
interesting.
Yang with.
I'm a wizard.
I'm a wizard now. I'm
Wow.
gonna.
You're
Wow,
everything
okay.
except for a good samurai.
Burn. So Yang, with that nat 20, you're pretty sure as long as one of the alchemists could figure out that rune recipe, that ink recipe, you think you could restore that rune.
Wow. So I tell that to the party, apparently. I think if somehow the magical special ink that seems to have been used for this recipe, I could potentially restore it, the device itself, and maybe the
Well,
fourth
not the device
inscription that is
itself, just there
just
is
the
no fourth
runes.
description, just the
Oh,
missing rune.
just the missing rune.
Maybe you could actually also repair the other ones. They don't look as badly damaged. This one, just by scratching the paint, it did quite a bit of damage.
Hmm.
Okay,
Cool
we'll go
shit.
back to Thorindle. Yang is
Okay.
the anti-Gamry.
Yeah, he fixes everything he does.
Where was this? Oh, Kovac. Kovac, you are a comrade of Gorgon, so I will have to trust you for now, and I'll cast Detect Magic on the.
Kovac looks unfazed and goes, "Ah, interesting company Gorgon keeps." He says, "I, for one, have nothing against the magical sciences. I am of the Hobgoblin school, as is Gorgon, that all knowledge is good knowledge. Even that of magic, if applied correctly, can be used for the betterment of all species."
So yeah, the
Thorindle,
first round it
I'm,
tells me
I'm just
if
going to
it's
do all three rounds. So the first round is
Magical.
absence or presence, which there's definitely presence.
number of different auras.
Other than the party, just this one, and it's spell school. I think you need to do a spellcraft for.
Yep. DC 15 plus spell level.
Okay.
Okay, here comes spellcraft.
It is abjuration.
Interesting. Protection magic.
And
And
that
also
was-
it tells me the power, I believe it says.
it is
here.
a minor magic item.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to give you that. Leslie. Sorry, that was both your rolls, right, Thorindle? Or no, just the one?
Well, it was just the one. I guess I'll throw down a knowledge as well.
Okay.
What should I do? I think a lot of these have already been rolled, but I'll go ahead and do another Arcana, just in case I get a really high roll. Not especially.
Not
22.
sure. So you rolled an
that
Arcana
was-
though before.
No, I have not rolled an Arcana yet on it.
Oh, on the device. Someone got, I think, higher than you, though. I think
I
Anna did
don't-
really well.
Oh, no, I think she got a 17 before.
Okay.
Yeah, she got a 17.
So the runes are magical. They are used in a process. Someone's typing really loud. In a process called rune crafting. So rune crafting takes a single word of a spell and kind of imbibes it. Generally, it's a much more complicated process, though, because spells are more than power words. Like, power words are really important. So in order for a spell like this to function, there would need to be material components as well as other letters in runecraft in order to work.
I see. I'll convey that to the group, and that's my turn.
Leslie.
So we've figured out a lot of stuff. I think our knowledge arcana was a fairly low roll. Maybe I could try that again.
Well, I got 22, so.
Oh, you did, eh? Are we still just gonna go around on this thing? I'll sleight of hand and try to steal it and run out the door. So Les says, "Well, I don't know why Gorgon's not back, but what do you want to do with this thing?"
I think you're going to open it up in a second.
Yeah, the only other question, and maybe Carl can do something with this. Like, I'm wondering if, so Anna says, if we theorize that perhaps this device has some sort of correlation with the weather, are there any runes that seem to be affecting it now? Perhaps, Kovac, where where are you coming from with this object?
He said the Academy of Natural Sciences.
And have you noticed any strange weather on the way, like this rain, perhaps?
This weather, this kind of weather happens a lot in.
Right. No, but if Kovac's like, now that you mention it, it rained every single day of my journey,
So-
then I'd be like, maybe it is the device.
Yeah, so this whole block down here is the university. So where I'm digging.
okay. So he's from here.
Yeah.
I thought he was. Oh, okay. I thought he was from somewhere else.
Yeah,
He's
he
a
said.
teacher at the university.
Also, I'm gonna give this to Thorindel because of his detect magic. The item is currently not active; it's inactive.
Okay.
Wow.
Could we get some people with the higher perceptions to see if it like if someone opens it, if it's gonna set off something?
Les wants to turn it and set it to snow.
You're gonna turn the. Are you gonna turn the object? Now, I did warn Yang that if you were to turn it, there is a chance something bad could happen, much like Gamry.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to ascertain with people's perceptions, if it's possible. You know, kind of like perception versus trap kind of deal. Of course,
I got an 8.
when it turns.
I can bump it up to a 10 if I conceal myself with darkness.
If you go in the dark with it, I see more.
Oops,
yeah,
how about
so-
saying?
Uh-oh.
So, like, are you actually trying to activate it, Carl? Or are you
I was trying to set it to frost.
Yeah, he was trying to activate
Okay.
it.
roll a d100?
Oh, good.
Don't worry, I'll nat
Words
one
to
in.
replace.
Got rid of the one already. Yeah. You turn into a werewolf. Oh God. No.
All right, Carl. Life-saving question here: are you turning it clockwise or counterclockwise?
Well,
Oh,
can you tell
I know
me?
the answer.
Old school.
I know
D&D.
the answer.
Really? Can you tell me
There's
which
only ever one answer with Drew. No, I'm sorry.
which side is rain, sun, and snow?
Like that?
Snow is the east side.
Yeah.
Snow is the east side. I'm turning it to the right, clockwise.
So you turn it to the clock. You turn it clockwise to the right. Fenzel, what was the correct answer?
Turn it to the left.
All right. As you do, you hear a click. Leslie, all of a sudden your bombs explode in your pocket and a lot of the
Oh,
glass
no.
shatters around
Oh
you.
no.
Thorindel, you notice a spike in an aberrant magical field, probably caused by time-worn technology. Leslie, you take 2 hits of your own bombs.
Whew. 1, 2.
Oh shit.
That's
That's 40 damage. Holy, you're unconscious at least.
that's not 40 damage.
No,
It's
no,
15
no,
plus
no, no,
13.
The D20.
Oh, you're right. It was a D20. My bad.
Les, you're also blown back,
28.
and your
It's
hair is
like,
on fire.
What the fuck?
Does Gamry take damage from?
No, Gamry's fine.
Oh!
That would be really good. Marianne.
Look, I give you the VIP. What are you doing in there?
Honestly, if I turned it to the left, it wouldn't have blown up. Damn it.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah,
mean you
sorry.
can destroy
How did-
it.
That's a
We had-
Drew puzzle.
How'd you guys know that?
It's the same way with the joint. You
'Cause-
pass it to the left because the right
with-
way is wrong.
With Drew, Drew in video games and Curtis. Their answer was always go whenever you have a choice, and it's between right and left. You always go left, and
That
that's
was
just
the way.
always been their
That
act.
was always been our way.
Your attitude's stupid.
Insider knowledge.
The right,
Sorry, did I say 2 of your bombs went off? I meant all of them.
the right is what what everybody's supposed to do.
It's just
Apparently, you did that and you were wrong. Yeah, funny how that works.
There's an actual expression about it. Just turn right.
So you guys are recalling as Leslie shifts the device after the express warning not to.
That's just like,
oh.
Pick up the
party
device
just
and,
can't help but pull the levers, Drew.
I
Just
do
can't
like,
help it.
Oh, you guys are gonna like
Total party kill.
Everyone who's not an idiot is really gonna like this adventure.
I'm going to to add a bunch of shiny
Wow.
red buttons in my
Yeah,
adventure.
exactly. And if the party touches any of them, they're morons. Anna says, perhaps we can wait, and with preparation, we'll be able to make more informed choices.
I second that.
Or I
Leslie,
don't
you
know.
notice that
Maybe
you've got
you
some
can
broken
touch it
glass
again.
in your chest as well.
Why don't you rub all your face all over it?
Can anyone start picking the glass out so I can drink some potions?
Speltna.
At least I've drawn the rune, so if it needs to be restored, hopefully I can do it.
Speltna,
Oh,
yeah.
go ahead.
Device is in Leslie's hand still.
I'm gonna go and walk up to him and say, "Can you gently pass that to me?"
Leslie, at this point, you don't have an option. He gently passes you the device.
Yeah, of course.
I'm gonna set it on the table and start pulling out my thieves' tools again.
Okay. Schveltna, I'm going to give you the roll you had from last time. You managed to open the device. Inside the device, you can see what Leslie set off. It looks like on the inside of the device that there are small runes on a cog that runs all the way through the device. I don't have a picture for this part, but in the center, did I ever get a picture for this part? No, nothing captured it right. So in the center is a central, what looks like an axle. Around it is this badly frayed and damaged, it looks like a thinly wound copper wire. And it looks like that this thing has threading, so it's supposed to spin. It's supposed to spin clockwise, but because the thread was already like rusted in place, if you were to go counterclockwise, you would have unwound it. Clockwise, you pulled it too tight, and the thing snapped, releasing a burst of energy.
Okay. So I'm gonna hold it up and point to Les and say, "See, that's why you just got fucked up."
Yeah.
There is one more thing of note, and that is in the top parts where the north would be on the dial. Currently on the north of the dial, you notice that there is a little lead pin that looks like it interacts with the gears when they spin.
Is the pin damaged or anything?
The pin seems like it survived the weather quite well.
It's made
pin-
of lead, you said?
Yes.
So it's not like a compass.
Well, but it's connected to a wheel, so I assume like the pin like sticks in the wheel at like intervals. Like if you turn the wheel, it would like click to the next position, kind of
So
thing.
Right.
from what can I get an engineering on this?
Are you just taking them open, or
Yeah, I'll just do this part open because you guys have already kind of gotten to the crux of the puzzle. You're just really close to figuring out what it is. Schveltna, you notice that in order to get this device working again, you would need to replace the cable. You notice on the outside of every cog is a rune. So with a magnifying glass, you might be able to identify what the runes are and what they do. So how the pin works is like if you imagine this thing looking like a pocket watch, right? In the north, the pin is attached to the top and sticks down and interacts with the cogs. So when the cogs spin, it looks like this clicks once against every wheel as it spins.
Okay.
So you have discovered that there's runes on the outside of the cogs.
Who was it that was able to read the runes? That was Leslie, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I do what I want. Don't worry, I drank 2 cure moderate wound potions. I'm fine. I'm shitting
I'm
glass.
gonna wave Leslie over.
Oh,
I'm
what?
gonna kind of hold the device and I'm gonna hold the magnifying glass and just kind of point it towards him and say, "What do these ones say?"
So Leslie, this time they're not an old common. You think they're purely magical runes.
Yeah, I can't read these. It's not a language. It's magical runes.
What did they say, or what is it?
I was gonna say she's gonna look to like Thrindle or Anna and be like,
I mean,
I
I could try shitty
don't
knowledge
really
on Kenna.
know.
Spellcraft.
It's kind of small and old. It's hard to see.
Whoops! I just rolled it twice.
So both are passes. So, Thrindle.
Whoops! They're
looking
both over 30.
Oops.
So this, you look at the spell order and you kind of hum and haw and you puzzle for a bit. These appear, it's not how you would present it, but each one of the little cogs actually has a different word from the Endure Element spell in order. And it looks like by interacting with the lead pin, it is some sort of device to you, like it, like the
Can
lead pin.
protect.
Exactly, like kind of works as kind of like, whereas you would cast it and it would you think this is the answer to what you guys were talking about earlier, dissipation. How do you prevent the spell from stopping immediately, or like, expend the amount of energy it takes to use a permanency spell? And even a permanency spell, like, it still slowly drains magic from
It's
the
just
world.
lasts so long that it is
Exactly.
effectively permanent.
Yeah. So you think that this whole device is meant to be a protect and endure element kind of trinket. It seems to be. You think with the spell or the things fully restored, it could protect against direct sunlight, rain, or snow.
Could I speculate? Could I speculate on how large the area would be?
Yes, based on your spellcraft check and how tiny the writing is, based off the device's like power readings you basically got off it through detect magic, you think it's a personal
9,000.
device.
Oh, I see. Interesting. Well, that's pretty darn cool. Still, it's a cool, neat little item. So Thrindle conveys that to the rest of the party.
Kovac says, "Wonderful, simply wonderful. You know, I have a situation that I was hoping you could help with. You see, I'm on the board for this expedition, and we have some rather tight deadlines. I want you guys to know that after seeing you in action, I have every faith in your ability to assist me on this adventure. But I must explain a few things. Sorry, I need 30 seconds here. Be right back."
No worries. I'm also gonna right quick need to know
I'm going to
Need a
bed.
wha-
just
You're
now.
gonna need a
or-
what?
When he
Dick.
said seeing us in action, did you mean like just now?
Watching
or-
us watching us blow ourselves up like a dozen times, and we acted like a bunch of monkeys with like a coconut.
We?
and- well, me and Gamry. But
Fucking
anyway,
Gamry acted
hey,
like a
you
bunch of
you
monkeys.
tried to open it too, man. We stopped you. Your ass would have been on the floor too, bro.
Luke, you showed extreme restraint. I'm proud of you.
Right, I tried to open it, you stopped me, and then I opened it and figured out more of it.
Yeah. You're a bitch.
I was like, yo,
You didn't
What
blindly
happens
pull
if
the
I-
lever.
right? I was scientific about it.
Yeah.
Morgan would say.
Send the chest of gold into the pit of acid. As this is the Drew's adventure again. Same one.
What that guy
That's true, eh?
All right. So he says, "I'm in a bit of a predicament myself. You see, unlike Hobgoblin universities, there's a certain bit of politics that always interferes with greater learning. Are you familiar with the Order?"
We know of them. We've encountered them.
Are they
Witch
the
hunters.
anti-magic? Yeah.
Yes. He says they're a bunch of witch hunters.
Hot witch
Yeah.
hunters.
Spit
No.
on the ground.
He says, "Now, the problem is, with all university expeditions, they must be present, especially when investigating first stage runes. They don't know that there's first stage runes. It was my suspicion, but I had nothing to confirm it. Heavy typer.
Fuck.
He says that was my suspicion that it was indeed a first stage artifact. So there will be some attending this mission. But normally the university hires a group of mercenaries to go ahead and stake things for our researchers to follow up on later on. I was hoping you would be those mercenaries to try and preserve what knowledge might be there.
What does
We
the
may be
university
interest-
usually pay these mercenaries?
He says twofold. Number one, you would normally get a commission based on your performance. Normally, to be quite honest with you, it pays like shit. But what pays more?
You lost
is
me.
There's the finder's fee. If you find anything, if you find any sort of artifacts of any significance, you can sell them back to the university for a price. As well, if you, it's kind of a finder's keepers. And if we know there is decent quality items on there, I think this type of expedition would be worth your time.
Where exactly would the expedition be going to? The Dark Halo?
That is correct.
I see. Sounds rather dangerous.
He says,
Soma smiles and says, "We usually do good with those type of quests."
Absolutely.
Well,
he says, there's no telling what you'll find on the whatever's through the Black Halo. An area that cut off from other geography is bound to have interesting specimens.
She
He
points
says-
at Camry and says, "This one needs to get his libido back. It'll be good for him to get out."
He says, now there's a couple stipulations that you should know about before fully accepting my terms. First things first is, how do you feel about experimental modes of transportation?
I'm interested.
Intrigued, but I've never had one.
What experimental how experimental?
I'm in.
We
Uh,
maybe have already
Is it
had
safe?
such.
He says, well, yes-ish. Have you ever heard of the maiden voyage of the butterfly?
Knowledge?
Knowledge local.
Hey,
Never heard of it, Schveltna.
I know
I
it's
believe he's
local.
talking about migration
Uh,
patterns.
Just ask the person who knows stuff.
Brindle.
And
Okay.
Yang.
Yang and Thurindle, you guys
Fucking
know
20
that
years.
the Butterfly is the first steamship ever created. It was an experimental boat created by the Academy of Natural Sciences in conjunction with the Torresian Navy in order to create a ship that can sail against the winds. The problem is the maiden voyage of the Butterfly was riddled with all sorts of problems, technical failures, and all sorts of other major issues. So its first maiden voyage didn't go so well. It was rebranded the Hawk, and it was actually converted into a kind of like a luxury cruise liner for noblemen. Unfortunately, it ended up taking on water, and there was a very famous murder case of a lord murdering his wife. The lord's name was the wife murdering
Benton.
the lord.
Oh,
No, it wasn't Picton.
Benton.
What?
Nothing. Never mind.
Benton.
That's
Why?
the necromancer that I had. Well, the quote unquote necromancer.
Oh no, that was more recent in history than Venton's report. It was Rask. So Lord Rask was murdered by his wife, but there was actually a very famous novel written by one of the other passengers.
I don't like people who play games. Tell your boss.
It's a well-known piece of
Wake up.
what they call parlor literature. So after it was the Hawk, it was renamed it was renamed the Iron Hammer, and that is how it sits today.
So this foray into Steam was long ago? That's what I'm
No,
Okay,
this all happened within the last 5 years.
Oh,
Like,
okay, I see.
The ship is very much experimental, very
Okay.
much problematic, and only does short hauls. Luckily, the Black Halo, but judging by your knowledge geography check earlier, is no more than about a 5 days travel from here, at the top speeds that the crew of the Iron Hammer boasts.
So do they? This ship. Do we know much about it, or would you prefer more?
Knowledge
Does it-
local, you know that it's
I just wanted to know if it ran on coal as well, or if it was.
it does run on coal.
Cool.
Snibbity snab.
Yep. So he says, so you're okay with the experimental transportation? Excellent. And sorry, Yang, I cut you off.
I was gonna say I can't wait to learn about this new type of ship.
He says you'll have a hard time getting any information out of the engineer, a feisty little gnome by the name of Santander. Most of the designs and the schematics are state secrets, so there will be Taurasian soldiers on board the expedition, plus our own researchers plus their crew.
I'm sure they'll let me help a bit.
He says, I wouldn't count on it. Secondly, we have kind of a tight timeline. We leave tomorrow morning.
Okay.
I see. That's rather soon.
He says,
would
have you
have-
read? Yep.
We would have to get all of our things in order rather quickly.
He says, I know. That's why I came straight down here after finding it. Unfortunately, our timetable got bumped up. Has anyone ever heard of the vessel? Has anyone read the Intrepid today?
I have not seen the paper.
Why had that lady found her cats?
Here it comes. No, she's dead. Remember?
Oh,
No, I don't actually have the Intrepid article ready.
Sorry,
guys.
wow.
Basically, he says, you didn't hear of the demise of the Eskimo?
Oh yes, the same ship Ice Drive.
The Eskimo is a ship that was carrying Lady Farcrest, one of the members of the nobility, and it's gone down inside the Black Halo. Knowing full well and having the prince's support for the expedition, the humans insisted that we leave at once. Santander rebuked and said, and gave us at least till the morning to prepare.
I see. Well, allow us to discuss for a moment, unless there's anybody who. Does anyone else have any other questions? Can we take a vote, perhaps, or?
Do you want me to leave so you may speak in confidence?
Trindle shrugs.
We have to go get Gorgon, don't we?
Gorgon shows up. Hey guys, oh, I see you met my friend.
What convenient timing.
Gorgon does come in with his pipe lit, smoking wet, and he says to Kovac in Hobgoblin, Kovac, I didn't expect to see you here. You look thinner. And Kovac says to Gorgon and Hobgoblin, Gorgon, you smoke? That's a human vice.
He also
He was
sucks.
going for like 5 minutes. Come on. We'll make her
And
coordinate.
Santander says to Gorgon, Gorgon,
Don't. You're saying it's a joke. Drew could talk to himself.
They exchange a super secret hobgoblin handshake.
They
it
touch
goes
tips.
like this. Middle finger, left finger, right finger, flip.
Get down on your knees and give it a zip.
Hear that? That's the sound of Beard hanging himself right now.
I hear a gentle sway.
So do you, Gorgon, after getting the information, seeing the device, he is extremely fascinated and says he would like to, he says he'll go where the party goes, but he looks interested in the mission.
You don't get a vote, Hobgoblin. Who wants to kill Hazard again?
I would like to kill Hazard again, although it seems pointless. It's like beating a dead horse, or in that case, a hazard.
Maybe
You
your sword
guys
is
are
on the
saying
island.
Edward's name really weird.
Yeah, maybe your sword's on the island.
I am interested in doing this,
Seems like a
although it does
cool
sound
idea.
rather dangerous considering no one has returned from this area alive.
Yeah, so they are convincing this experimental ship to go to an island that another ship just crashed on.
Yes.
It didn't.
So,
Oh, right,
Do you want to do a
yeah.
knowledge local then? Actually, I shouldn't give you what knowledge is to roll. Come on, Beard, you're an
I'm gonna
adult.
guess that
gamer.
it's a knowledge.
I don't
local.
have knowledge local.
So,
I don't want any more exposition. I want to go adventure.
There's a real
Thrindle.
knowledge
You've heard of this Lady Faircrest, and she seems to have the ear of the crown prince, who is, or sorry, not the crown prince, but what's the prince under the crown prince? Basically, like
Jules,
Sub Prince.
the sub prince. Yes,
sub Prince of Wales.
the sub prince is quite active in funding technology, whereas the head prince, or sorry, the crown prince is kind of a borderline person. But everyone knows that Lady Faircrest is shagging the second in line, the sub prince, as you call him. I had names for all of them, but my writing's terrible. Prince.
Can't read his own
Don't let
writing.
that stop you.
No, it's Prince Caspius is the crown prince, and it's Prince Harold that is the second in line.
I hate that guy.
I see.
Yeah.
So I'll convey that to the group.
Yeah. So the thing is, though, it makes total sense in the fact that you know that Prince Caspius went to the Academy of Natural Science, is actually a fellow there, spends a lot of money and a lot of time at the university.
Because
And
he's got faith in the technology and all
Yes.
this.
Yeah, he's what's called a reformer. Like, he wants the world, like, he wants the world to move forward and Tor to be at its onset. Whereas his brother is more of a conservative that believes in
The old ways.
yeah, exactly.
All right. So, does anyone object to this expedition?
No, I think it's a good idea. Once we get our hand on the artifacts, we can extort about as much money as we want.
As long as I get a chance to go shopping in them.
It's called supply and demand.
So it's still raining, but you guys are able to still go out and get supplies before you meet or have kind of a last supper in the Blue Boot under a warm, dry roof. You guys have a couple drinks, but Gorgon wakes you up first thing in the morning for the expedition. So, anything before we move on?
Do we need any equipment? Like, does he have any information about stuff we would need to survive?
No one's ever returned from the area, so we
He
don't
said-
So bring a rope.
know. At least, at the very least, bring a rope.
All right, I'll bring a rope.
Guys, like a fucking rope, bro.
I have
Flotation
ropes.
bag.
I've got
Remember what that's called? The float bag thing.
Flotation, buoy.
What is it? A air bladder?
I've got extracts of monkey fish. I'll be
I
fine.
think it's exactly called air bladder.
I knew that we were going to be on the sea at least half a dozen more times in the next couple weeks, so I got a monkey fish extract.
That's a good idea.
All right, so a couple things to show you guys first before I place you on the map. So in the morning, you get up bright and early in order to get a hold on the ship. One last thing that Kovac tells you, though, before he parts ways, is he wants to tell you about the Inquisitors that you are working with.
Oh, good.
So he says,
I'm sure they're great
the
people.
principal Inquisitor that you'll be working with is a man by the name of Jeff Alton. He'll be accompanying you on your journey. He's an old war vet. He's pretty liberal for an Inquisitor, so maybe if you get to know him, you might be able to sway him into preserving some of the artifacts. The other one is a hobgoblin you should look out for. His name is Hagland. Hagland is he folds his arms. He says, Hagland reminds me of everything about my people I hate. He's ruthless, unjust, unwilling, and petrified of magic.
Sounds like Gorgon.
Gorgon rolls his eyes, or he would, but hobgoblins don't do that.
What's the equivalent? Do they roll their foreskin?
What? And then just shake it at you.
They fucking whip down their pants real quick.
Take a shit, throw it at you. Yeah.
They have musk glands under their arms. You can
So,
They spray.
I think that's all I want to say on that for now. So let's move on with our days. So in the morning, you see the ship that is spoken of and it is, of course, the Iron Hammer. The Iron Hammer stands a long ship that there's a lot of heavy typing that's really distracting.
That wasn't me this time.
That's not me.
Did I not upload it?
Feel like someone's lying.
It gets very quiet out of
Right?
I can still hear somebody talking.
Yeah, come on.
You hear that?
Bang, 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 bang.
Come on, Luke. You were supposed to take half a session. Yeah, no, I just forgot to upload
I
it.
took half a session.
My mouth is so sore that I have to leave soon because I can't even handle it.
The Black Halo. Come on. And
Honey,
where
take this
is
cheese.
the boat?
Tell your pimp to let you take a day off.
Easy, Benzel. Take the fucking cheese.
Feed the cat.
Okay, I'm just gonna
No.
drag and drop the photo for now, and then I'll get the other one online in a moment. Okay. You guys see the vessel?
Yes, I do.
So this vessel, standing impressively in port, is moored into the side of the harbor down in the dock district of Abbott Shore. The ship itself looks like a regular ship, except for several large smokestacks sticking out of the center of the ship. Furthermore, as you approach towards the gangplank ready to board, you notice that this ship has something weird. Where the cannons on a vessel would normally go, most of them have been removed to have giant smoke pipes around the side. The vessel itself stands quite tall, and it looks like they're still loading off old furniture from the last time they sailed the vessel, from when the murders occurred aboard the ship.
So it does appear that the ship is made completely out of steel.
No, it's a hybrid of steel and wood.
Okay.
This thing doesn't run off of magic.
I am positive this thing does not run off magic. It runs off the magic of science.
Anna was more saying that to everybody.
It runs off witchcraft.
It's the wondrous thing.
As you guys arrive, Kovac greets you at the docks. Did I move the page yet? No. You guys are still at the booth.
What would I told you if I unmuted the mic with it pointed at the keyboard just to mash keys?
Camry instantly goes to a cannon.
No,
Where's the
I'm
striker?
He starts to wrestle the guard. He's like, ah!
as you guys board, Kovac's talking to another hobgoblin, and he says, "Gentlemen, I want you to meet one of the inquisitors that will be joining us on this voyage. This is Inquisitor Hagland." Hagland nods at you.
Hagland, proud to make your acquaintance. Say,
I'm an alchemist.
Looks like him and Yang should be friends.
I've heard there might
What
be
a racist.
witches.
It looks like, what if me and Gorgon did the Dragon Ball Z fusion hoe thing? That's what we'd look like.
Yeah, if I was thinking Piccolo, but yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Sorry, Gamry, what do you say to him?
I said, I heard there might be a bounty on witches.
He says, there's always a bounty on witches, and the Order will pay you for that information.
Do you know a witch? Maybe.
Wait, why did we?
Asking for a friend.
Why did we sign this? Why did we sign up for this? I'm starting to realize.
What's the
I have no
punishment
idea why you guys want
for
to do this.
witchery?
Death, he says promptly and with no nonsense.
Ooh, death by...
He says, whatever mean. He says, if they're in my presence, I will pronounce the death sentence immediately and take whatever action it takes to eliminate them.
You don't say. You look
In more rural areas, when it's for a trial or their guilt isn't proven, we'll use various methods. The dunking cage is a personal favorite. Burning them alive to see if they can shield themselves against the flames.
Are you guys hiring? Just curious.
He says, we're always looking for new recruits. Talk to a recruitment office if you're looking to sign up.
Good information. Thank you for your time, Hagland.
Okay, you're all watching as
I'm
Gorgon.
surprised he didn't sense motive of me. Gamer's looking open.
I think Drew was basically giving you a pass until you challenged him just now, but I use magic too, so I'm definitely thinking about killing you.
Okay. So as you come aboard, he says, your role in the ship won't be much here. Just as mercenaries, you're expected to obey the rules, and everyone listen to Captain Marsh's orders. He says, "Yep, sorry, what was that?"
Is there anything I can do to help on
Hello.
the ship?
He says, as mercenaries, you're not expected to go through with such mundane tasks. You could talk to Captain Marsh. I shouldn't call her Lash off on her own ship. Captain Marsh, well, she's on board. See
I
if you can
see.
help out. You also notice that there are Teresian soldiers on board. Many of them are at their posts, but because they're still loading things onto the ship, they look fairly at ease. So the Teresian soldiers, if you forgot, look like this. And there are various sailors around who
like
I
to say his
didn't
mustache
upload.
is in the
I'd like to
video.
see the mustache is part of the dress code for a soldier.
That's awesome.
You
Oh,
actually
definitely.
can't join the military if you. can't
Well,
grow a
no, if you're a
mustache.
recruit, they'll let you grow it. But
Hello, boys.
young man,
It's a young man.
Oh, you guys. There are also several researchers you see running around. So just so you can identify the tokens, this is what one of the research tokens looks like. They're all very distinct, but you know me, I don't put too
Good
much.
impression
I'm
of
not a
believing
Benzel
in
tokenist.
kissing.
Yeah, Benzel's token game is on a whole nother level.
really? Why don't they all look the same?
And that's
There's
the other
58 workers
researcher
in
I
this
came up
lab,
with.
all independently tokened.
Ooh, it's Thomas Edison.
Yeah, and you're not going to
Grandpa?
talk to any of them.
Yeah, you're
Is that
not
actually
gonna
Thomas
talk
Edison?
to any of them.
I
No,
made
that's
a.
not Thomas.
I have this scene with a crowd of 1,000 people. All the tokens are unique. They all have the same stats, though. Okay.
I'm gonna make like a flood, like the War Z, and every token will be unique.
So all of a sudden, a man comes through that doorway, and sorry, Thrindle, you're right on top of him. And he says,
Big surprise there.
Kovac, are these the new mercenaries? I'd like to introduce myself. He says, my name is Jeff Alton. I am the Inquisitor that's going to be accompanying your group. Jeff is an older man. He has a mustache and a beard, and it looks like he's well dressed. Interesting enough, unlike depicted, he has a bird perched on his shoulder, a mighty falcon. He is carrying a longbow, as well as two short swords at his side. Yang and scroll up. Yang and Speltna. You notice that on his neck he has a partial tattoo. It looks like an old Navy tattoo.
Can I do a
Does it have any
craft
kind of
painting
rank?
as a knowledge or
No.
maybe knowledge local?
Oh, that's kind of a stretch. You know what? Because profession is so solemnly
It's
used,
like a
I'm
rare
gonna
squid
allow
ink.
it at a negative.
Cool.
I'll give you the
Okay.
knowledge local DC minus 10.
Okay. Or I could just roll knowledge local, but
Yeah, you can do that too.
okay. So I'll just roll knowledge local. There we go. 11.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da,
Craft
womp.
clothing.
Nothing.
So because it's probably not gonna tell me anything, I'm gonna go make my dog stop barking.
Make sure you don't stop strangling until they go limp.
Okay. He
And knowledge
says
local it as well.
you don't know what it is.
All right, guys.
So, no, Thrindle, you haven't noticed the tattoo. I did
I
a
haven't,
hidden
so-
perception check.
We're letting the peasants have some time before.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So he holds up his hand to you, Thrindle, and he says, "Good day. My name Jeff. What's your name, sir?"
My name is Thrindle.
Says Thrindle. Nice to meet you. I've always enjoyed working with the elves before. They have such interesting perspectives. I've been up in the north recently, and it'll be nice to have some culture on the ship. And he looks over to Anna, and he says, "Miss, I know this is kind of an odd question, but how old are you?"
I'm
Anna's
2.5.
brow sort of furrows and says, "I'm sorry, sir. Does that matter?"
He says, "No. I placed you at around 16 or 17. That's last time. Sorry, I have one daughter. I haven't seen her in about 5 or 6 years, but you look about the same age when I last. Listen to me rambling like an old man. I'm
Gamry-
sorry. I'm Jeff.
Gamry interjects. She's taken, sir. You best keep your distance.
Wow! Oh my God!
And Anna says
Roll a bluff check, Gamry.
that.
All right, I'm tired of Gamry shit. Roll a bluff check.
Okay. Wow, you did it.
Nailed it.
Gamry didn't actually. Well, I guess he was. Tonally, he was suggesting that it was by him, but
Yeah.
he didn't
Well,
say
I mean,
that.
you're lying regardless. But
Yeah.
Anna says
It's less.
I'm here to in purely a professional capacity. I'm here assisting Thorindel.
Do you actually think he's hitting on you, or
Who?
Anna?
Gamry? Or this
No,
old
no.
Jeff? No,
Yeah.
no one thought
Jeff? No,
Yeah.
no, absolutely.
Gamry's
it's just a
insane.
weird.
I was getting some creeper vibes.
Anna is generally like a defensive.
Nobody
person,
saw
and
that.
When an inquisitor comes up and asks her a weird question like that, I imagine it takes her off guard. Like she doesn't. You know,
How
it's just
old
like
are
a
you?
weird thing. Yeah.
About a mage age?
you're like just old enough to be. To be a
How
wizard.
old are you? Have you? You know,
Are you
docs
old enough to
recently.
know all those
You won't
spells?
take me alive! I jump off the side of the boat.
He says, "I'm terribly sorry. That was inappropriate of me. I'm sorry.
Anna bows slightly, and
You
she says,
can basically tell, even without a rolling a sense motive check, he looks a little bit flustered. He says to Sir Gamry, "It's like
I'm gonna roll one regardless and get a nat 20.
So Gamry's
Sick waste, bro.
he seems Bridge, your phone's going off. Let me just see here. Was that any of his things?
Here, how about I just ask you stuff? Does he look like so he's a veteran? Yeah.
Correct.
What's like his mannerisms? He does actually seem like a pretty
He's
friendly
embarrassed?
person.
Okay, so there's a couple things. So, okay, first and foremost, you notice the hawk on his shoulder. The hawk. I'm gonna give you the sense motive on both. The hawk looks confused.
Well, we know it's a
because
hawk now.
It can understand. It can understand you. Like, you know, the hawk can understand you as you're talking to Jeff as well.
Oh, it's not a tattoo. I thought it was a tattoo of a hawk.
No, he has
like,
a
what?
hawk. He has a
Oh, you
tattoo.
said a falcon earlier.
Oh, sorry. It is. It
I
is
also
the
thought you
hawk,
meant the
but
tattoo when you said a hawk.
no. There's a bird on his shoulder, like a big fucking bird of prey.
Right.
Yeah. So, anyways, you get the following things. Okay, so I'm gonna let you reveal a like or a dislike. What would you? Actually, I'll give you one of each because you've been good, or two of one, or two of the other.
I want both of his dislikes.
He hates being lied to.
Okay. Uh-oh. Hey, Gamry.
Yeah, why don't you go find something else? And he
Mages.
hates. Pardon? No. Well, he does like based by that. Oh, guys, stop yelling out for me. He hates. He hates being lied to, and he hates like basically a breach of code or a breach of trust or a breach of honor.
You have no honor.
You get like you have this immediate impression that he's a very fair and a very just man.
Okay.
I will fairly hunt you down with.
Otherwise, you like
He's not gonna like me. I'm very
and that's only on the
dishonest.
sense motive. You know that he's got a lot of pride in his daughter. Like it was, like
Right. Yeah. No,
You-
I
you-
genuinely believe what he was asking. Right. That he
Yeah.
hasn't been.
yes,
away.
yes.
What,
he
what
doesn't
is-
currently.
sorry,
He does not suspect you of being a mage as well.
He's Teresian. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You think he is by the way he talks in trust, but like not a lot separates a Cloverin from
right.
A
I figured that they were like had the same skin color, but I imagine that there's ways that you can tell. Like
his
know,
accent's
but,
Teresian.
Right. So what did you say about his hawk? His hawk can understand me, but that's
Yeah.
normal. But
Yeah.
animals can normally understand me. I'm
But,
just
like,
hoping it doesn't freak out and is like, Master.
It freaks the eagle out.
Anna will. Yeah, I don't know. That's
He
it.
says,
Just try to stay
I'm
away from him.
Well, he says, "Oh, you're like you said you were with Thorindel last, right? Like
Yeah.
you're his apprentice."
Yeah, when
or something?
Gamry came up, I deflected by being like, "Yeah, I'm Thorindel's assistant."
Gamry speaks up. He says, "It's all right. I understand you've been at sea a long time."
He
Less face palms and walks the other way.
He looks at you and he says, "And yourself, Gamelonians, I fought alongside of you. Tell me, from what region of Gamelon are you from?"
The wealthy parts.
The Gamlian lowlands.
I have friends in the Gamelian lowlands.
That's a bluff, by the way.
Just give me shit for the
yeah.
names.
Are you telling me he's not from fucking Canada?
No, Gamry said he's from the wealthy parts, but that's a bluff.
Oh my god.
He says, "Really, your armor would suggest you're from Porcela, and that is an impoverished area, if I am not mistaken."
If you insult my honor again, you will regret it, sir.
Thorindel interposes himself between the two men and says,
He
"Easy
said,
now, Gamry."
before he you interpose himself, he holds his hand up to you and says, "I meant you no dishonor by saying that. In fact, I've been to Porcela many times. It's a true place where people's value isn't within wealth, but rather within its beautiful landscapes. It's enchanting women and it's invigorating wine."
Sounds like some bullshit a poor person would say.
Yes. The women there often play musical instruments.
He says, "Yeah, actually, I used to enjoy watching this harp player when I was in Porcela. Enchanting culture you have. Are you a knight then?"
Yes, actually, quite decorated. However, my lord has since deceased.
He says,
Oh no.
Oh,
He's gonna love you.
yeah, he says, "Sir,
You're not a
I
knight,
don't
are
want to
you?
get off to the wrong foot with your party, but I don't think you're an actual knight. Firstly, your set of armor is completely mismatched. Nothing fits the way it should. Your crest is wrong. It doesn't match any of the known houses." He's like, "And even your accent, I'm doubting whether you're Gamelonian or not."
I
Philip
thought
steps
we
forward and
spoke
says,
about insulting my honor. Gamry's shaking.
I said I
Literally
interposed,
shaking.
like he's gonna
Anna's
have
a
to
witch.
go through me.
You son of a bitch.
All right,
If I
Gamry.
go down, I'm taking you with me.
Les says, "Okay, Gamry, that's about enough. Why don't we go for a little walk?" He grabs him by his shoulder. "Come on, let's go for a little walk.
Anna's a
We're gonna stretch our legs. Come on." He tries to convince him. "Let's go for a little walk. Come on."
Yeah, Gamry is
Come
going
on.
to rely on his friends. He'll go with Les.
All right, we're just gonna go for a walk. You want me to fix you up something? I can fix you up something, make you feel real good.
As Gamry turns and walks away, Anna says, didn't take him for a coward.
Come on, guys. I was trying to go
Is
to
that
bed.
a check to like mess with somebody?
Well, I mean, you
So,
could
yeah,
do
it's however
one
you
at
want
your
to
own
be.
discretion, just to.
That would
Are you
get
sure?
me.
He just
I'm
wants
not-
to. He wants the dice to give him the excuse.
No,
Are you
no,
sh-
don't need excuses.
He started it.
Gamry bull rushes.
Are you sure, Anna?
Anna.
Because clearly his anger is a way for him to mask his cowardice.
Gamry's like.
Oh,
pulls away
Gamry, they're
from
standing
Les.
side by side.
Okay, he says, "Listen here,
I
Anna
want-
and Yang.
I want everyone to roll a perception check.
Maybe we should throw this to initiative too.
Yeah, let's go to Anish. Yeah,
Well, Yang doesn't know.
Don't forget to.
Well, I'm glad I designed an NPC with personality, thinking this would never happen.
You made a mistake.
Yeah, shame on you.
You
Can't put
started
them in
it.
an empty house without this happening.
He didn't start. He was walking away, and then you guys are like, "Oh, he's a
Yeah, it actually
coward.
happened.
Yeah,
This
as soon
guy's a
as soon as we
fucking
got on the boat.
coward."
Okay,
little
as soon as we
bitch.
got on the boat, Gamry was like, "Oh, so what do you do to witches? Oh, you kill them really slowly. If I find any witches, I'll let you know."
I just asked if there was a.
I healed him.
Add me to
Hey.
the table.
Anyone else need to add it to the table or no?
I learned my
Gamry
lesson.
does. Gamry needs on the table.
Trying to be a nice girl.
Gamry had intentions to blackmail Anna.
Yeah, I know.
Shocking.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You didn't know that.
Well, Gamry did stare her down after doing
No,
that.
now.
As soon as no.
He could have gleamed that
He's
pretty
been the power
easily.
play since the map. I'm surprised he didn't like hide the compass in his armpit or something. Like, I don't know what happened to it.
What's your? Oh, we tied. Roll a d20. Yang.
Suck my dick.
I did not that kind of blackmail. Jesus.
No, he's just gonna.
Are you guys
"Do
ready
what I
to
tell
see
you."
if
I'm not on
see us
the.
get kicked off a boat?
I'm not on the initiative table.
Whatever.
Drew,
Roll off.
I'm not on the initiative table
care.
for some reason. Oh, there.
I'll play
Thank you.
my other character.
I have to go to bed in a minute. Why did this have to get so interesting right now?
So it could be.
So
Introduce the principal NPC.
You'd have a cliffhanger.
Arindel stands off to the side and gets ready to expose himself by casting a spell.
Man, don't do it, Thrindle. Holy shit.
That's my turn.
Now, may I remind you that you haven't left port yet?
No, yeah, we're still tied up to the dock. We're aware of this.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yang?
It's still super easy for us
Yeah,
to
let's start
get
this turn
arrested.
order.
Why would Inquisitors be looking for this crap?
Is Gamry just
They,
like Frank?
it's policy, as he explained, to take Inquisitors on any expedition.
Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense though.
So what is Gamry doing? Like, is he charging?
No, he's not attacking. He's just he's not sword is still in his sheath. He's just all pissed off and he's like in your face. He's like, calling me a
looking-
coward, calling me not a knight.
Guys, come on. You're really hurting the professionalism of our party here. I'm here to make some money.
Sometimes the bravery is calming the flames of your ego, Gamry.
Not everyone can be a fancy dancy painter like you.
Well, I improved someone's life with that painting. Can you say the same for any of your actions?
I mean, talking down to Gabriel.
That's really difficult.
I would like to state that Gamry was walking away.
I tried to save a homeless drug addict. I really did.
You wanted to use him as a
As I
squire.
understand the situation, you dragged him to our room without his or our consent.
Doesn't make me a coward.
You know, respecting life does not end, and I know it's probably very difficult for you to understand, but respecting life does not end at simply not killing people. You have to also respect them as people.
Well, I'd like a little respect from both of you. And I mean this when I say you both better apologize for calling me a coward, or something really, really bad's gonna happen.
See, that's the problem, Gamry. How about
Yeah,
about you let
sorry,
it go?
sorry, Gamry.
No apology?
Yeah, I said sorry.
Anna
Sorry,
apologized.
Gamry.
Inquisitors, I have an announcement to make.
Anna apologized.
Oh wait,
Gamry.
oh, sorry, I misheard you. I thought you said you did say sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, I said sorry twice.
Okay,
Sorry.
Gamry stops.
No,
Gamry stops
man.
before that last. Say sorry.
I mean, she clearly doesn't mean it. She just says sorry, Gamry.
Well, my apologies, Gamry.
At least we're not fugitives.
And I want a painting of myself in case it becomes valuable.
You're insane.
Don't push your luck.
All right.
He's so crazy.
Acceptable. Now I want you to apologize for questioning my knighthood. He attempts to push. Oh, it's not my turn. I should settle down.
You can still say that to Jeff.
I'll say that, but I won't hijack this too much because it's not my turn.
He
Damn
says,
it.
I never, he's like, I think you're getting knighthood and honor confused, my friend. I'm merely stating that you're not dressed as a Gamelonian knight and your facts don't seem to be consistent. I never once questioned your honor or your nobility as a warrior.
I give a look to.
He looks relaxed, like he's literally leaning up against this mast, smoking a pipe.
Yeah, I looked to Jeff, giving him just a look of like nice. That's nice talking. I respect his diffusing the situation.
He says, besides, there's lots of knights and nobles that claim of great deeds. I've worked and served for many of them, but most of them don't know horse shit. Most of them are just idiotic people who brown-nosed their way to the front of the bureaucratic lines. In fact, I prefer to rank a man myself based off what I see of his actions. You seem like a passionate man, and you will probably prove useful if we run into any trouble along the way. I, for one, am excited to judge and see your actions myself. Sorry, what was your name, sir?
Not sir. The reason your words hurt me so deeply is because I am not a knight. I am a murderous vagabond. However,
if this was an anime, he would have fallen over.
Jeff tries to get past you, Yang. Are you gonna let him move?
Oh yeah, sure. I'll maybe
I wish I could find the control that you seem to have, Jeff.
He
My
says,
anger bests me daily.
he says, well, maybe a remote island with all sorts of unknown terrorists will be a good place for you. He smiles while he says that.
Would you take me under your wing? Gamry kneels before Jeff. I wish to pledge my sword to you personally.
Les just walks away.
Why does maybe I know Yang would wait to be in person with Gamry to ask, but
Anna's a witch.
Jeff says, I don't know if I'm quite ready for that kind of honor, but I'll teach you what I know.
I really want to learn how to be an inquisitor.
Oh boy.
Jeff looks you straight in the eye and says, I don't know if I want to teach you. If your temper is that bad. Part of the problem with our order these days is people are too quick to judge, too quick to act. When I took over in the Northlands, there was this girl there. She couldn't have been any older than your friend here, and she points to Anna. Unfortunately, she was completely tied up. They were accusing her of witchcraft, that it was her fault that the frogs were eating so many crops. It wasn't even the right type of frog. Those were those frogs were insectivores. They were actually helping deal with the pests that were damaging the crops. It was completely ludicrous. The village elder gave me some guff once I. Are you guys still there?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
just
Yes,
roll
I got
20.
the connection
me
issue
too.
thing. So I wanted to make sure. I'm like, am I lecturing to no one?
Yeah.
Anyways,
no, we're good.
he said when I arrived at the village elder and told him that I did not suspect her of witchcraft. There was no justice served. There's no glory in slaughtering a tied-up 17-year-old girl. They were just looking for a scapegoat, and that's what magic was. Being an inquisitor is less about raw rage. It's more about making informed decisions. It's about getting to the heart of the matter. It's about finding problems. It is about undigging the truth. Yes, I've had to put down real magic users before, but they were dangerous.
So this says, look, it's not Gamry's
Seems
fault
like
that-
you're making a double standard.
How? He says, taking a drag from his pipe.
Dangerous or not dangerous, all magic is witchcraft and therefore must be burned, correct?
He says, I'm not arguing that, but I'm saying
Seems
people
legit.
throw the word magic around too often. Simple folks, simple like yourself, Gamry, see magic happening everywhere.
At this point, if he said Anna was a witch, I'm sure people just would be like, "Nah, you're just full of shit, Gamry."
I retract my pledge to serve you. Your underhanded comments.
Oh, you fake.
Your underhanded comments are starting to irritate me. I
It's not
suggest
even
we-
He
underhanded.
says, "What underhanded comment? I nearly called you a member of the lay folk."
what does lay folk mean?
How many veins pop out of Gamry's forehead?
He says,
at that
"Look,
moment?
Gamry, you've already expressed the fact that you are not a knight, which is
I
fine.
did
I
not
am
say
not a
that.
knight. You did say that. You said
Yeah, you
that
did.
moments ago." He says, gesturing to you with his pipe. He says, "Literally minutes ago, you said, 'Oh, Jeff, I'm not a knight.'"
He has a recording, which is of course exists because we're on a steamship,
He
so
says-
anything goes.
And he says, "I am not a knight. I am a soldier. I fought in the military. I came out with all sorts of medals and honors. I was part of the Hellfish Brigade during the Turasian Cloverin War. I've distinguished myself in many ways. After I retired, became a man of the order. After I left after the Navy downsized, I was given